What's your favorite video game of 1996? You don't have to impress us by naming some classic. What was your personal favorite? Here are some of my favorites. Send this to your friend with the best taste in gaming. 1996 is a banger year. So some of the goats of 1996, underrated, Wave Race 64 is so good. Wave Race is awesome. I don't know if we played it. I played it on stream a little bit. I beat it on stream. Wave Race, there's not much to say. The sound effects and the music, the sound design, the announcer guy is fire. Super Mario 64, one of the GOAT. Nintendo 64, that's when this came out, and that's one of my favorite consoles. Growing up with siblings, you know, it's up to 4 players, you get 4 controllers. We never really had 4 controllers that often. You know, it's like you argue with your siblings about who gets the first controller, who gets the good controller. One of the controllers is like see-through and green and it's newer, and the other ones are kind of like janky. So we were like, oh, you can't have the good controller and be player 1. That's too much. That's too much power. That's like the Infinity Gauntlet. If you have the good controller, you got to be at least player 2. Never got Super into Tomb Raider. I didn't have a PS1. Crash Bandicoot didn't have a PS1. Resident Evil 1. I played Resident Evil 1 a little bit. It's a little too much. Like you get, it's just a little too much. Every time you open a door, you have to like wait for the door opening cutscene. And like I get lost, so I end up just going back and forth through the same door over and over, and it's not for me. And Quake seems super good. I feel like if I was older around this time and I had a PC, Quake would have been. I really like shooters with like super fast movement like that. Quake seems like it would have been a lot of fun. But anyway, my favorite game of this year, Pokemon Red and Blue. Pokemon was it. And something kind of, I mean, there's not really anything to say about the original Pokemon other than like, I still like to replay it every once in a while. The music is so good. Super nostalgic. Like sometimes you kind of rewatch something from your childhood and then you kind of loses the nostalgia. Pokemon never loses the nostalgia for me. And something that I kind of realized the other day listening, I was like randomly, sometimes I've been feeling nostalgic. I'll just listen to Pokemon music while I'm walking around. And I'll feel like I'm in the Pokemon trainer. I played Game Boy a lot, and it's kind of lonely to play the Game Boy. Game Boy's kind of lonely. And I spent a lot of time playing Game Boy. But like Nintendo 64 feels like, you know, you play multiplayer and you play with other people. But Game Boy just feels kind of lonely. And I don't know, maybe I was lonely. Maybe I was kind of lonely playing Pokemon. Is that sad? I don't know, because the music kind of makes me feel kind of lonely, but it's also like you feel, you know, you have your Pokemon friend. That's sad. No, I don't know. It's just something about it is just kind of, it's solitary, but I mean, you can't really, you know, the screen's too small to show with other people, but it's just cozy. It's like Pokemon, maybe, I think that's why Pokemon really resonates with a lot of people, because of like that, you know, you're kind of isolated when you're playing the Game Boy, but you get sucked into it. So it makes your loneliness go away. It's like a drug.